If you are injured in a car crash and you're getting ready to file a claim, listen closely. Most people end up making one of these mistakes without even realizing it, and it ends up costing them dearly. I've seen these simple errors destroy strong cases again and again. So today I'm going to walk you through these 7 things to avoid so that you can get a fair settlement. The first mistake that folks often make is they assume that the insurance company they're talking to is going to do right by them. They assume that they're in good hands, that they're like a good neighbor. But I can assure you they're not. Their number one thing they're trying to do is pay you as little as possible. So don't go into that first phone call or that first communication with them thinking that they're going to do right by you. And this even goes for your own insurance company. Don't assume they're going to do right by you either. They have shareholders that are way more important than you. And their job to those shareholders is to pay you as little as possible. The second mistake people make oftentimes is they just talk too much. What we like to do is what folks do in normal conversations. You're trying to explain why the other person's at fault. You try to explain why all the things that are going on in your life are going on in your life with the insurance company. You don't have to do that. You don't have to talk a lot. You just have to give them the basics, especially in that initial phone call with them. You don't have to talk too much about all the things that are going on in your life and everything that happened in the crash. You just have to keep it simple. The third mistake that folks make oftentimes is they sign a medical release. The insurance adjuster in that first phone call is going to ask you to sign these medical releases. They're going to send a litany of them to you. You don't want to sign these medical releases because you're going to be the one that I want to grab the medical records and give to them. You don't want to give them the authorization to get all of your medicals, right? By signing that medical release, they can reach out to your doctor and get all of your medical records from the last 5 years. And you don't want to give them that ability to crawl through all the stuff that's gone on in your life over the last 5 years. So you want to control it and be the one that gives them the records. Don't let them go get the records for themselves. The fourth mistake that folks make oftentimes is they wait to seek medical treatment. I've said a lot of times, the time to be tough, the time to wait on getting medical treatment is if you have too many Michelob Ultras and you fall down your back steps. When somebody else causes pain into your life, it's not time to wait. Go to the doctor, go to the ER, go to urgent care, and start getting somebody to look at what's going on in your life. And you want to do that quickly. You don't want to wait 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Ideally, you want to go the day you're in the car crash or the next day, but certainly don't wait a month or two until that pain doesn't go away. You want to go get that pain checked out right away. The fifth mistake I see people make oftentimes is they just get too emotional. This is the crash has ruin their life. The impact on their life is completely disproportionate because you're in a really emotional state right after a crash. You might have not been to work for 2 or 3 days. And so there's a lot of emotions that are pumping through your veins during those first week or two, maybe even longer. And it's important to keep those emotions in check. So you're not getting on the phone and telling the adjuster way, outlandish things about what's going on in your life, because the adjuster is going to discount you and start to minimize and not believe what you say. That's going to impact how they communicate with you in the future and what they believe from you in the future. And so don't get too emotional. Don't oversell what has happened in your life. Just stick to the facts and keep it simple. The sixth thing I see people do oftentimes, it's kind of related to the first one, is they just make unsupported demands, right? You get on the phone call and you're asking for $100,000 and you've only been to the doctor once and missed a week of work. These things are not proportionate. You want to have all of your demands that you make of an insurance company, you want to have documentation that you can prove as to why this number is the amount of money you want the insurance company to give you that amount of money. So don't make outlandish statements about I need $100,000 or I need 6 months of work, right? You want to keep it simple and keep it to the basics. And the final thing, and probably the most important one to avoid, is that I see a lot of folks give recorded statements. You have no obligation to give the at-fault person's insurance company a recorded statement. You can kindly say no and tell them that all of the information they need is going to be supported in your email and your medical records. So do not give a recorded statement. That is probably the main mistake we see folks make that can really bite you in the butt. So if you can avoid these 7 mistakes, you're gonna set your claim up with the insurance company in a really great way. And if you've been in a crash in South Carolina and wanna talk to somebody about your accident or talk through, maybe you've made one of these mistakes or haven't yet, and you wanna talk through your claim, just give us a call, we'll be happy to help.